What's up, baby bullies? It's your girl, Narc Bully, and I'm here to bring awareness to narcissistic abuse. So, as I said before, listen, I'm here for part 2 of the signs, 3 signs that you are suffering from narcissistic abuse syndrome. 3 signs. Again, this is part 2. I did one earlier, and I'm doing it now. I didn't even want to wait. I didn't want to wait. I'm gonna get into it. The first sign is you almost always feel alone. When you are in that manipulation shit with that narcissist, this is a good way to tell that, baby, you pretty much dealing with NAS, narcissistic abuse syndrome. You almost always feel alone. That narcissist can be sitting on the couch with you. Y'all can be at dinner together. But you always feel by yourself. And these are things that I have researched, things that I have gone through. This is like in every case, you almost always feel alone. Because they have so much going on. They have so many people to tend to. Women especially, let's be clear. Again, you can't sit and hold a conversation with a narc without them being on their phone, being disengaged. They are very disengaged most times. So yeah, one good sign that you are suffering from NAS is you almost always feel alone. And the second thing is, you don't feel good enough. You don't feel good enough. And that was a part of the master plan from the beginning. And I mentioned that just a snippet in the other video. You don't feel good enough due to their name calling, due to the things that they say to belittle you. You don't feel good enough. You barely have the strength to make your own decisions about stuff that an adult should be able to make decisions about. You feel like you need them. You don't feel good enough to make a decision. You don't feel good enough to parent your child. I gotta call my son's father every time, the narc. I gotta do extra stuff to prove to him that I'm good enough, because deep down you don't feel good enough. And again, they knew and they know what they be doing. That's why, man, self-confidence. Listen, I'm a woman's worth and healing coach per purpose, but narc bully, because I went through this, and again, that's a part of my purpose too. But y'all, that's why you gotta love yourself and have that self-confidence so lit. Can't no dude even. Another video for another day. But yeah. You get to the point where you can't even think for yourself because of the things that they said and got you feeling inferior to them and all that. Not at all. So yeah, you don't feel good enough. The first one was you almost always feel alone. That was the first one. You can be in a room full of people, but chances are you're going to feel by yourself. Narcissistic abuse syndrome. I've been there. I know these are facts. Second thing, you don't feel good enough. You do not feel good enough. No matter what, your people can tell you, girl, I'm so proud of you. Oh my gosh, you graduated from school. If you even mentally able to go through school dealing with their butts, or, you did this, you did that. You're a good mother. You can tell them what you will, but they will not feel good enough until they start to recover from that I don't want to call it a disease, but that thing, NAS. Yep. So the last one, I tried to think dang, what would be a good one? Because I hadn't planned on doing a part 3, but I will if I have to. I would say the last one would be, and it kind of coincides with the one I just said, where you don't feel good enough. The reason why is because you tend to internalize, because you've internalized all the things that they've said and all the crap that they've made you feel like, or whatever, or the ways that they made you feel. You've internalized that. And that contributes to the narcissistic abuse syndrome. It's almost like with them, like, I'm not going to say I hate to get biblical because, okay, great. Y'all know God is my dude. So I'm going to say what I got to say. If you know anything about the Bible and where it talks about the whole armor of God, putting on the whole armor of God, they talk about the what? The shield of faith. Shield of faith. So when the fiery darts of the enemy come, you got your shield. Bow, boom, bop, bop. You can't see me, dude. You can't. So to me, I picture like when a narcissist says certain stuff to you, when he says certain stuff, boop, you are never gonna be nobody. Boop, block it. I ain't trying to hear that. You fat and ugly. Ain't nobody ever gonna want you. Bow. Try me. You a lie. You're not a good mother. Boop. Block it. You cannot internalize what they say. You cannot internalize what they say. I know that crap is hard. Again, especially if you don't love yourself from jump. You cannot internalize what they say. Train your mind to do something else. You can't. Because if you do, you will continue to feel like you ain't good enough. And that's a lie from the pit of hell. Because you are. Because you are. So like I said, this was part 2 of the signs that you have, that you're suffering from or with, whatever, narcissistic abuse syndrome. The first one, you almost always feel alone. With the narc or not, you almost always feel alone. You could be in a room full of people and just, it's almost like you're detached from reality in a way. That's a good sign too. I don't know why I didn't say that. That's a good sign too. It's almost when you have narcissistic, when you're suffering from that, it's like you are detached from reality in a way. Your reality, or should I say, your reality, your reality becomes what they say it is. If that makes sense. Your reality becomes what that narcissist says it is. Detached from reality. That could go with feeling alone, or that could be a number 4. Either way, that's a sign. You become completely detached from reality, and I've seen it. I freaking seen it. I don't know why I'm sitting in this car with this air off. Trying not to waste my gas, but yeah, like I said, I've seen it so many times. It's almost like the person who is who's with the narcissist is so detached from reality that it's like you can just see it on their face. It's almost like they're numb. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, now I get it, everybody doesn't have the same personality. That's hello, God didn't make everybody alike. Thank God he didn't. But say for instance, I come in a room, I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? However I do that day. A person who is suffering from narcissistic abuse syndrome, and again, I've seen it. They come in a room, you speak to them, and it's like, hey. Like, they have zero personality, it seems. But I guarantee you they weren't like that before that narc came along. But y'all, yeah, just add that to the list. You almost always feel alone. You're detached from reality. You definitely become detached from reality. That's definitely one. What was the third one I said? Or the other one I said? You don't feel good enough. You do not feel good enough. Don't feel good enough. And then, like I said, you internalize what they say. What they say, what they have said, what they are saying. Either way, you internalizing it. And that has to stop. But like, I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, girl, you got to stop that, stop that. I can say it. But like I said, I lived through it. So I know it's not no easy overnight. Okay, well, I said I'm not going to internalize anything. Ooh, I'm good now. I know that's not the case. So I understand. But try your darnest. Try. Do not internalize it. Because half the time when they say stuff about you, they talking about themselves. But again, another video for another day. Yep. So that's it, y'all. Told y'all I was gonna come back with part 2. I was gonna do it tomorrow, but I said, why not? I'm riding around, I'm kicking it in Nashville, park my car at a cute little park. Why not? Y'all need this information. And again, I'm the voice. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give it to y'all how it was given to me through my experience. So, hey, here it is. This is part 2. So watch, share, and beware. Peace out, y'all. Till next time, love and light. Be great.